Yes, are you of the opinion that Bristol needs to make a formal apology of the slave trade?
Well, I called for an apology some weeks ago, some months ago now, and it caused a furor in the press and on the media. I was taken aback by the fierce feeling against any commemoration of slavery in Bristol. But it has to be talked about. Bristol, up until this stage, had been in denial. It didn't want to talk about its complicity in slavery. It was in denial. Now, today, people can talk about it. People can talk about it openly about it, and that's good. We can move on when we can accept that was part of our history. It's a bad part of our history. It's a part of our history we don't want to talk too much about. But it was important because Bristol, the very people who, the direct people who they enslaved, are now here as black Bristolians being born in our city. But their forefathers were the direct link to Bristol and Africa and the Caribbean.
So how should we receive the slave trade? We need to acknowledge this.
I certainly acknowledge it, but try and find out more. I mean, that human beings can do such a thing, and this wasn't carried out by a bunch of gangsters. It was supported by the churches, the bishops. The people of the establishment were supporting it. People like Wilberforce and Clarkson, who fought hard against it, were seen as outsiders. So, you see, it was an enormous revolutionary and social function in that to take on an institution like slavery, which was bringing huge wealth to this country, was something. It ought to be known also, of course, that the African slaves themselves were up, any time they could burn down a plantation or kill off some of the overseers, they would. So it was all run on fear and greed. They were the twin axes on which that slavery ran in that period. Fear and greed.